But we got this good dear brother who's tapping in with us, and I'd love for you to meet him because he is as I love to say, he's a phenomenality. He's a genius, and I've been doing a lot of reading up on the brother. And just like yourself, he's committed himself to helping people and helping the community. So I love connecting people who are helping other people becoming even more effective at the greatness that they do. I'm talking about none other than Coach DJ. He got the D on the top of his hat right now, you know what I'm saying? And, and he's definitely got the smile that will, melt the hearts of the ladies out there. So I know they'll be tuned in. But I did want to introduce to you, Coach DJ, Dr. Kamau. He's a legend in the radio game, in the education game, and in just being a real brother. And that's very meaningful to me because not only has he been an inspiration, he's definitely been someone who has given me a lot of tutelage and wisdom. So I wanted to introduce you brothers and give y'all an opportunity to learn from each other because you guys are great minds, and they say great minds think alike, but I say they elevate and add more light. So I appreciate both of you for taking time to be on the Conscious Mindset.
How you doing, brother DJ?
Hey, I'm doing great, Dr. Kamau. It's my privilege and honor to meet you, sir.
And it's very mutual.
Man, it is. It is. Doc, you're always talking to me about elevating our economics and moving forward in this capitalistic society, doing things that are constructive and productive to help and assist and aid and abet our financial status and our bottom line. And DJ has spent some time. I know the brother doesn't look older than 25, but he's probably spent that many years working and assisting and helping families to achieve financial literacy and wealth and wherewithal. So come on to the mic, brother DJ, and share some of your light because I think it will help enlighten others and make us feel a whole lot better as well.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. So I'm DJ, the Money Coach. I've been in the financial education business since 2000, so 2 decades, and I have actually worked with over 20,000 people individually. And my story, brother said, is one that's common in our community. I came out of college with over $40,000 worth of consumable debt, 525 credit score. My mom, she did everything that she can do for us. It wasn't what she knew, it was what she didn't know that actually had put us into a negative situation. And, I was raised on both sides of the tracks, grew up in the hood in Chicago, and then lived on the wealthy side in Chicago. And my mom was divorced twice by the time I was in 3rd grade. So at one point in time, brother said, we went from living in a Cosby style home and everything. And I looked up at 8 years of age, my mom and my sister, we were living in a rat infested, roach infested 1-bedroom apartment on the south side of Chicago. And, and you're talking about a nightmarish change in one's life after being in a private school and having a father and a mom. It was detrimental. But, my mother was never a victim. She never played the victim. She said, hey, you know what? This is just a moment in time. We're going to stick to our goals. We're going to stick together and we're going to rise through this. And thank goodness my mom was a strong leader. And just to give you that backdrop, I went to school to become a CPA and thinking I knew about money, how to make money for businesses, but I didn't know anything about personal finances. And what ended up happening is I read a book after I got turned down for a business loan and for a mortgage. My first time out of college at like 22, 23 years of age, I said, you know what? There's no way that I'm going to be put down when I got all these dreams and all this enthusiasm inside of me, which basically means God within. So I read this book called The Road to Wealth, and I only read the chapter about credit. And from a 525 credit score said, within reading that chapter, and I'm going to say 2 dirty words that a lot of people in our community don't like, I had to apply discipline and accountability in order to get myself out of my 22-year predicament of bad credit and $40,000 worth of consumable debt. I'm going to say that again, discipline and accountability. So once I identified the problem, like Alcohol Anonymous says, look in the mirror and say you're an alcoholic. I look in the mirror, I had bad credit. I wasn't blaming anybody for it because you know what brother said? Nobody put a gun on my head and say, DJ, sign up for that t-shirt, get this credit card. Yeah. DJ, sign up for this, get that credit card. DJ, borrow this. who in their right mind would give a 17-year-old $40,000 loan except for the enterprise to get you trapped in consumerism? Conversely, they're not going to give you a loan to build business.
Right.
So I read that chapter in the book. I set focus on getting out of debt and get my credit score up. So within 12 months of reading that book, my credit score rose to 700. Within 24 months, I was at 800 and have never looked back. So I'm about that transparency, brother. Can you see that? Let me move that right there.
I see it says 805, my brother.
805, brother. I have never had below an 805 in 20 years. No, let me take it back. It's 15 years. So I did just lie. 15 years. Okay. So once that happened and I was inside my church and I saw people in my church was having the same problems, we were going through a program. I said, you know what? It's got to be a way to do this. And then I got my financial securities license. I got a Series 6, a Series 63, a 26. I got a 65. I got every license that man can have to manage money and to help people with their finances. And I started in my church, start helping people in my church. And then I started working with churches in the Chicagoland area. Then it brought out where people start hearing about me, and I start working with somebody that you and I found out we knew, which is Dr. George Fraser, who became a mentor of mine.
Yeah.
So that's really my backdrop story. And what we've been doing since then is that we've been teaching people through a program called Family Finance 101, which is basically the basics of finance. And it covers everything from A to Z, just like, remember the Britannica, the encyclopedia that they used to sell door to door?
Yeah.
Our program is the same way, Said. If you got credit problem, you can go right to one segment in the book and learn about credit. If you want to learn how to buy a mortgage the right way and not get taken advantage of, you can go right to the mortgage section. But here's the one that hits us in our community all the time. When we got that money, we go out and get that big whip. We get that Escalade. We get that Jaguar. We get that Mercedes. I teach you how to buy cars. And here's something I'm not proud of that happened to me, but I'm proud I learned this lesson. In 1992, at 28 years of age, I was working at a car dealership, and I got my car repoed at the car dealership I worked at, brother.
Come on, man. Come on.
I cannot make this stuff up. I got pictures that I'll actually show you. I owned a Geo Tracker, fully loaded, tricked out wheels, rims, the kicker box back in the day. I used to ride down Lakeshore, thought I was a baller, and I'm here at my job behind on payments, and they came right up to my job and snatched it right at the door, and I was a laughing stock. And at that point, I said, this will never happen to me again. And from that day forward, I got on a mission to become consumer debt free, which I eliminated all my consumer debt in 2002. And in 2008, I became financially independent. I had a 7-figure net worth, and I had over $250,000 passive income in a depression.
Man.
We're talking about when the credit swap scandal happened in 2008. From 2008, 2010, I made over $250,000 a year in my own personal income circle. So here's what I challenge to our people is that you want to be with somebody, Brother Cedric, that's been through it, tried and tested and true. I've built 4 7-figure businesses from the ground up. I work with the YMCA. I work with the Federal Reserve Bank. I work with the Montgomery Regional Airport in Alabama. I work with the state of Illinois Attorney General's office. I work with the state of Michigan state senator's office teaching people about predatory lending. Here's what happened to my mom. My mom was a victim of predatory lending in the mid-90s by one of the biggest companies that's promoting out on the scene right now, this multi-billion. And the company is owned by the guy who owned the Rockets. I mean, not the Rockets, but the Cavaliers. I take by the Cavaliers. And my mother was also a victim of identity theft. I was able to get my mother through that and save her and save everybody else. So that's what I'm excited about being on your show tonight, brother.
Hey, man, we're excited to have you. I don't know if you got a chance to hear it, Doc.
I had to run off, but I heard most of it, and it's very impressive, and congratulations, brother.
Oh,
I can learn some things.
You got bells going off, DJ. You got Doc excited and me motivated. I'm trying to understand why you don't have a Lifetime TV movie, man. I would love to see.
They're looking for content every day, man.
Can you imagine working somewhere and getting your car repoed at the car dealership, man?
Yes, sir.
Crazy.
Yes, sir.
And then to think about it, you were able to use that as inspiration to change your whole entire situation, and now your family will have generational wealth. So
yes,
I know there's a lot of people out there that would laugh at that and clown you for that, but look at what you were able to do from that. So I definitely got to salute you, dear brother. And I want to ask you, and Doc, please jump in, when you have a question, because down on the screen, we see that there are a lot of bad things happening. Roughly 3 in 10 adults, that's around 28%, say they or someone in their household has been laid off, courtesy of the pandemic and has lost their job. And what advice would you give them? Because you have been through some stuff and you're not afraid to be candid to talk about it. And I think that's one of the important things is we've been trained and conditioned to be afraid of money and afraid of talking about our money and having those necessary conversations and sharing that information that's so critical and important. So can you please talk about why we need to get this information, understand this information, so we can make changes in our situation?
Absolutely. So let me tell you this. If you got your health, that's the number one thing that you got to have. If you got your health, you can overcome anything, first and foremost. Okay. And start with God, okay? I don't care who you pray to, but start with God. Put God, family, business, and everything in that order. Get your priorities set up. So let me answer that question directly. And I'm going to give you a real-life example of how to beat the pandemic without having a victim mentality. If you got a stimulus check, first thing you want to do, you want to get yourself in position to have transgenerational skills in the digital world. So I'm going to show you an example of a 13-year-old who has transgenerational skill sets right now that began back in March. And that 13-year-old lives right in my house. So if everybody listen to me, I'm about to show you somebody who has transgenerational skills that if he can do it, you can do it. Hey, tell my son to come here. So here's the deal. Before the pandemic jumped out, we were already behind in the digital divide. Right. But there's no excuse when information is plethora of information. But we've been indoctrinated to watch entertainment and follow false leaders. So all you got to do, open up the internet and find your purpose and find these skills. So this is what you're going to do. Come here, son. Let me tell you. So back in March, well, actually in January, my 13-year-old son is a world-class baseball player. Wow. He decided that he was going to stop playing select baseball, which is prevalent in Texas. You know. Right. He played with kids 15, 16 years of age. He came to me and my wife and said, hey, guess what, Dad, I don't want to play baseball no more. I want to get on the internet and make a business. So I'm going to let him tell you how easy it is to make money in 30 days or less on the internet. Come here, son, introduce yourself. Come on over here. You can sit down. Introduce yourself. Sit down and introduce yourself. This is Mr. Sed and this is Dr. Kamau. Introduce yourself and tell them your story.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Hey, young brother, how you doing?
Good.
My name is Christian. I'm 13 years old, and I actually just graduated.
I didn't catch your name.
My name is Christian.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, Christian.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Yeah, I just graduated 8th grade. I'm going to be in high school this upcoming summer, and I'm going to be going to a magnetic STEM high school this upcoming summer. And like my dad said, I dropped baseball to start making my own business, and it's actually working out very well right now.
So tell me the program that you went through that helped you overcome the pandemic and how you're making money right now today.
I went through a 30-day course starting on April 1, and it ended April 30th. And I took the whole course every single day along with everything else, and it's not helping me out. I've got a couple clients, and I'm making money now.
Wow.
I made $180 per.
Hey man, that's what's up, man.
Tell them what you do.
I edit videos, I edit thumbnails, I make YouTube logos, graphic design, and I also type for people.
Wow.
And he's got a webinar coming up this week. That's how easy it is. So let me sit back in the chair real quick. And
bye.
Take care. Peace.
So does that answer your question? So if my 13-year-old can create digital skills, which if you got an 8th grade education, you got your health, you can create digital skill sets too. And guess what? This program teaches kids and adults. He's the only child in the program. Nobody in the program is under 21.
So what is this program, Brother DJ?
This program teaches you how to create digital marketing, SEO, pay-per-clicks, the thumbnails that you see when you pop up on the YouTube and Facebook. That's what the program teaches you how to do. It's just that simple. I have another son that's 16. Bring the prodigy in here. So my other son, that's 16 years of age, I don't want to steal his thunder, but if you can see that I have the fruit on the tree, you can see the power of getting education and taking advantage of technology. So I'm gonna have my other son come here real quick, introduce yourself. Sit down and tell him a little bit about yourself. Say hello to Brother Sed and say hello to Dr. Kamau and tell him a little bit about yourself. Speak up.
How you doing, young brother?
Good. What's your name, young brother?
My name is Rodney.
Okay.
I'm 16 years old, and I'm going to be attending University of Texas at Austin, the engineering school, 16 years of age. Right now, during quarantine, I've actually been taking up a new skill, digital marketing. Actually been taking a course where basically I'm spreading awareness for client websites through using online tools such as Google Analytics and their Google Ads program. And currently with those skill sets, I've been building my own website called SATscoreboost.com, where I'm trying to help out other students who need to score higher on their SATs. I've been building my website to generate experience myself using the digital marketing skills I've been learning.
Wow.
What's the name of your website?
What is the website?
SATscoreboost.com.
SAT score.
We'll get you
It's not up. It's not up right
SAT
now.
score boost.
It's a work in progress right now. I plan to release it sometime this week. I've been working hard on it for the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
Tell them what you do for your dad right now. What do you do for my website?
Oh, and for my father's website, DJ the Money Coach, I help run the ads and watch the Google Analytics part, which is basically the data and insight on what users do on his website.
And typically, how much do they pay adults per hour to do what you're doing?
Well, with digital marketing, it's a highly demanded career, and they usually pay 30 to 40 an hour, able to fund like $60,000 a year for this career.
Yep.
So what are you charging your dad?
That's a great answer. Step up, man. Get up.
I got the roof over my head.
I already know. I already know. He dinner this evening.
So hopefully, all jokes aside, hopefully that shares with your audience how easy it is. And at the end of the day, it takes a plan. It takes to know what skill sets are out there that you can develop. And it's really in 30 days or less. And what we do is in our webinars, Dr. Kamau and Brother Sed, we actually teach people where to find the tools, and we teach them how to get through the tools properly. And then we educate and build a foundation. And what we do is what we call a pay yourself first program. So here's what people would have stimulus challenges right now. So first thing they should do with their stimulus check is that they should attack their consumable debt first. Okay. Second thing they should do with their stimulus check, if they don't have 3 months of emergency fund, which they finding out is very important right now, they should put themselves on an automatic emergency fund. I don't care if you only have $10 a month. You should put $10 a month. The third thing you should do is to get invested into your Roth IRA. And the fourth thing you should do is to reassess all your expenditures. So what we do is we analyze all the expenditures, find the fat. And I'll give you an example. If you have a cell phone bill and you're paying $100 for it, unlimited, when you can get the same cell phone bill for $50, don't be loyal to the brand. Be loyal to the amount of money you're paying. That's a big mistake in our community, and we get trapped in that. The third thing is that a lot of people are taking emergency, breakers, taken out of their retirement plan, out their 401k when they don't have to. And what they shouldn't be doing before they do anything, Dr. Kamau and Brother Sed, is sit down with somebody who's a professional, first and foremost. Sit down with a professional, get yourself evaluated, no different than you go to a doctor. That's why I call myself DJ the Money Coach, is because I coach them through the process, because this enables you to be successful because it's a team concept. So I want them to create a symphony and create a very beautiful concerto number 6 that plays, reverberantly throughout our community, or bring it OG style and drop some serious, gangster rap on the finances at the end of the day.
That's powerful. I want to ask this question, and then Doc, you jump in and ask a question as well. First of all, this is really important information that we need to get. Why are we not getting it? And then how have you been able to use this information and change the lives and situations? I see your sons, they right on time, and they're going to take all the advantages that exist in this society and the system that exists as well. And I applaud you for that. But how can we begin to translate this and communicate this to those in the communities that most need this information, that most need this knowledge, that most need this power. How can we do that? Is there something that you have in play and in place to disseminate this information and get us this knowledge so we can change our situation?
Absolutely. So what I do is my programs are available in churches, businesses, and schools in our community. Like I said before, I work with the YMCA. I work with organizations called Park. I work with the Houston Livestock and Rodeo Black Heritage Financial Committee, and I put my programs out in front of their leaders, and we actually will subsidize people who can't afford the programs to make sure everybody gets it. And we actually have 4 pertinent webinars right now that's on queue for this upcoming week to address one, the digital marketing skills. We'll help you get that webinar is free, brother. It generally we charge $995 for that webinar. We're giving it free to everybody in that community. All they got to do, I'm giving you the links that they can access. That's on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. It's called In Demand Marketing with DJ the Money Coach. Teach you a digital marketing skill set in 60 days or less. Number 2, we got Miss Astoria that's right on. If she can come on in, we can talk about what she's doing for the people. It's actually for the barbers and the cosmetologists that are being bankrupt and out of business because of the pandemic. So I ain't going to steal her thunder, but she's got a webinar with us as well. So Miss Stori, can you chime in and answer that part of the question? Then I'll give you 3 and 4, brother. Sed.
Go ahead.
Yep. Hey, Sed. Good to see you again. Peace. So yeah, I'm helping our barbers and our stylists. You know me, I love teaching people about their natural hair and stuff, but of course I have my brand, and I want to teach stylists and cosmetologists, barbers how to be successful, how to really not have to worry about the fact that you're getting a stimulus check. I haven't touched my stimulus check because I don't need to. I don't have debt.
That's real.
I really have been chilling this whole pandemic because I had my emergency fund and was not forced to have to go back to work or anything like that.
Hey, Miss Stori, can I interject? Who helped you out with that 7 years ago? Who got you right 7 years ago?
DJ the Money Coach. I started with DJ. Yeah, number 1. Got no lie. Started with him. And from there just keep growing. And so now I just want to help us. I really want to help our community. It's too many of us struggling and not understanding how to have a relationship with money. And I think once you have a relationship with money and you really truly understand how it works for you, you don't have to rush to go back to work or worry about where my next meal coming from or none of that stuff. Like, you really want to be yourself financially able so that you can create the success for your family later on. So yeah.
That's powerful. Now, you've been working with the brother for some time. Can you talk about the importance of the information that he shared with you? And then, break down what's going on with this webinar, because we know that there, in terms of communities and industries that have been hurt and hit, the beauty industry, the beauticians, the hairdressers, the barbers, they've been hit tremendously. I've had brothers tell me they couldn't even get unemployment. So, just imagine, you can't work, you can't get unemployment, and many people didn't even get a stimulus check. So can you please talk about how this can help and assist and aid and abet, even if they did get those things, which we hope they did, but you have something and have information that can help them and help them move forward in the future as well.
So first, I'll answer the first question with DJ. You really learn the steps. And he kind of gave you a lot of the information there, but setting up your emergency fund, understanding what your expenses are, and living below your means. I mean, really and truly, I drove around, and people talked about me, I didn't care. I drove around in my Chevy Cobalt, paid off for 4 years, and when I was ready to go to the dealership and buy what I wanted, I told them, hey, this is what I want. Let me know when I can come pick it up. And basically, I got the car that I want, which is a Jeep Cherokee. And so the other part of that is because I own a business and I set myself up for success, which is what I want to teach barbers and stylists to do. I can write off my car via my business. So it's not a burden to me physically as a person. It's for my entity. So I think when people understand money, and which is what I'm trying to teach people, setting up an LLC, number 1, understanding how your money works for you. 2, understanding the expenses that you have as a individual person. So what does it cost for me to buy the supplies I need, right? Not just dealing in, okay, I deal in cash every single day. And that's what a lot of us as hairstylists do, our barbers. We deal in cash all day long. And so we're not tracking it properly. We're not recording it properly. So to the IRS or to the taxes, you only, statistically, you can look this up. It says that cosmetologists only make $28,000 a year, and that is a lie from the pits of hell. Excuse my French, right? That is not what we make. We don't claim what we make because we think we're getting over. And so when stuff like this happens, we are not prepared, and we don't have anything, no systems in place to help us to get through what's happening. That's why they can't get unemployment. And I hate that people can't get unemployment. I really feel for my brothers and my sisters right now. But I want to show you how not to let this ever happen again. Because what happens is when you get sick, you don't make money. So if you're only thinking about the pandemic and what's happening right now, what happens if you get cancer and you have to take chemo treatments, right? And no one else is going to do the work for you. You got to do the work. Where do you get your money then? So that's really what I want to teach and help understand that your money is powerful. How you claim it, how you use it, how you understand it is going to help you be successful in your future.
Yep. That's exactly. So to talk to this brother said, so this is how it works. So that unemployment question, see what I taught Ms. Stori is that to create an entity and pay yourself to your entity. And now that's tracked on the IRS. So in this pandemic, you would have got unemployment. You would have got the business stimulus as well, because my grandfather said, don't be penny wise and dollar foolish. So the third thing is that webinar is going to be available on the 28th through us with Miss Storia. That's going to be at 6:30 p.m. We'll give you the information and the link we'll provide to you so everybody can come out, take advantage of that. So the next one that we're going to do is where we teach family finance 101, the core basics of the Pay Yourself First program. And you asked me a question, how can I get somebody debt free in 30 days or less? Because I help them build the foundation. 1, I identify their finances. 2, I do a risk tolerance questionnaire on them. 3, I give them a template to move forward from where they are. And then them dirty 2 little words, accountability and discipline. And I hold their feet to the fire. We're not for everybody, but if you want to get right and you want to get it permanently right, and you want to have a 6-figure income, passive income, and a 7-figure net worth in the next 24 to 60 months, come to our webinar and we'll show you how to do it. Because here's a little small organization that we work with that is probably very popular to you guys. You guys ever heard of this little small organization right here? Texas High School Sports Coaching Association?
Absolutely. I'm a part of it.
Guess what? This is me right here, baby. Y'all see that? I'm hired by coaches, athletic directors for this organization 2 years in a row, teaching the same stuff that we're talking about right here. So that's how we go into the community and make it available at a feasible price that's affordable, because everything free is not going to give value to you, but this is our give back. And then invest in yourself. My son's program, we invest over $600 in both of those programs, but both of them are already making over $600 a month. Both of them on track to make $1,500 this month in a pandemic. Our income has risen 50% since the pandemic. That's not because we're anybody special. It's like Ms. Story said, we have already laid the foundation, and we didn't accuse our enemies of being over us and hold us down as victims. We're victorious in everything we do. We just got to put a team together, follow the playbook, and run it, and run it again. That's all you got to do, brother Sed.
Hey, Doc, you got any questions? I'd love to hear you ask a question.
Oh, I was, there's so many questions I have to ask. And one of the things that I really appreciate that they are doing is that they are dealing with financial literacy. I have issues with public schools and public education because in many cases there are things that we should know that are not taught at that level. So I just want to congratulate and appreciate that they are filling in those gaps. So I know that you're offering these webinars, and I know that you started with a book named The Road to Wealth, but financial literacy is something that I think that needs to be a pandemic of financial literacy in this country, and particularly in our community. So if people are not able to attend your webinar for whatever reasons, where are good places for them to go to get independently looking for and at this kind of information?
Okay, so the first thing I would say is come to our website, djthemoneycoach.com. I actually give a free mini version of the webinar, absolutely free, a free mini version. And then I also will give you a complimentary consultation one-on-one via Zoom or Skype. And here's the thing, Doc and brother Sed, I've been online doing these programs for the past 6 years. That's the reason why we're equipped for it. So we can help our people, because I've been helping them over the past 6 years online. 70% of what we do is online.
Wow.
That's the real. So come to djthemoneycoach.com, fill out the little survey, which is a 10-question survey, which I'm glad you asked me. And it basically just tees up some of the most important things that are pain points. 10 questions that everybody has going on. Do you worry about debt? Do you worry about owning a home? Do you worry about retirement? This takes 60 seconds to fill out. And if you answer 3 or 4 of those, we can help you out and get you right as rain. So there's no excuse. You can go to the public library and you can pick up a book called The Master Key of Riches to teach you about the mindset. See, one of the things we're not doing is educating ourselves with the right tools. You're being educated, but you're being miseducated, because the average person, from a child from 7 to 21, watches over 2 million commercials, be it on television, on the internet, or some medium. So we start with children as least as age 7. So come here for a second, sweetheart. I can teach kids how to learn how to invest in stocks as early as the age 7. That's how easy it is. If your kid can learn how to tote a basketball, carry a pill, the football, or play a violin at 7, they can learn about money. Come here, sweetheart. Come here. I'm gonna show you, because this is the power. This is the generational legacy. This is, introduce yourself real quick. Say hello real quick.
Hi.
What's your name?
Sarah.
How old are you?
7.
What are 2 games that we've been playing since you can remember to help you learn about money? What are those 2 games?
Cash flow for kids.
Cash flow for kids. What does that teach you about?
Money.
What kind of money?
Passive income.
What's passive income? Tell Brother Sed and Dr. Kamau what passive income is.
Passive income is money that puts something that puts money in your pocket.
Right, absolutely. And what's the definition of a liability? What does it do to you?
It takes money out of your pocket.
And what's the definition of an asset?
Gives you money.
Do you own stock?
Yes.
And did you pick them yourself?
Yes.
Absolutely. What grade you going to?
4.
4th grade. That's right. So guess what? If I can teach her how to pick her own stocks, I can teach you too. Thank you very much. That's how real it is, guys. You know what they said? The definition of genius is, Dr. Kamau and Brother Said, is taking complicated things and making it easy for 7-year-olds to learn. That's how we've been doing it. 20,000 people. I've helped over 100 people become financially independent with 7-figure net worths and 6-figure income. And I've helped thousands become consumer debt free in 30 days or less. That's my passion. This is my calling.
Wow. Brother, you like Joe Jackson, man. You got the whole, I was like, man, I'm getting ready for Michael to come out, man. God.
Oh, you want to see Michael? Come on over here. Let me show you Michael real quick. So they all know. Here's my namesake.
Oh,
Hi, my name is Dale.
Tell me a little bit
Hello,
about
how you doing?
I'm 11 and I'm in 7th grade.
Tell me about those stocks that you picked.
I have a few. I actually have a lot. Walmart, Apple, GameStop, and
Now, have you ever seen your dad work a job?
no.
Do you like the way we have a lifestyle?
Yes.
Would you recommend everybody come to the webinar?
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I love you, sweetheart.
Man. Hey, I'm a believer just because you got everybody trained. I'd love to see him do a 2-step, sing a note, man. I mean, this is amazing. And I want to definitely give you that compliment, because that is exactly the examples that we need set. We don't need people who are not teaching the children, right? To me, it's unfortunate, because you have experts in their particular realm or their industry or whatever the case may be, and you ask their children, they don't even know what they do. They have no understanding on the gifts and the talents that mommy and daddy possess. So I definitely want to say thank you, brother, for enlightening your children to your greatness and the great benefits that all of this information that you have to share can create for them and others. I wanted to ask this question. Do you think that people should be worried and afraid about the future? I know you're keeping up with the stock market. You're seeing it kind of fall off, or whatever the case may be, come back up, drop, dip, do all those things. What is your prognosis, and what is your thought process that you want to share with people out there to hopefully allay some of the fears and some of the things that are going on in our mind at this time?
That's a great question. And first, my answer is no. You should be excited about the future. Again, if you're healthy, you got God, you got family. Here's the historical facts. The stock market has ascended. It has not descended permanently. If you look back to 2000, when the World Trade 9/11 happened, the stock, went down by over 70%. But right back in 2006, it had recovered and actually increased by over 20%. In 2008 to 2010, when we had the credit swap, fiasco in the first recession I ever saw, it actually went down for about 40%. But it actually totally recovered by 2014. And right before this pandemic, the stock market was at an all-time high. So unless all of the businesses are going to go out tomorrow and be shut down permanently, the stock market is going to continue to grow. I would get excited if I knew, give you a quality example. If Apple is making money right now and you went to go read their annual report, you would see that they're exceeding their earnings. So even though the fear of the pandemic has caused the market to go down, that company is making millions of dollars and highly profitable. Amazon, same thing. So you know what I did to show people our expertise? On March 12th, we took $7,500, spread it up between our family, and put it into the market. In the year to date, from March 12th to today, Brother Said, Dr. Kamau, we're up 41% on those investments. 41%. We bought 15 different stocks because we bought them on a sale, just like when you get the newspaper on Sunday to give you the discounts, and when the food may be ready to be moved out for the fresh food, that's all it is. But you won't know how to do that if first you don't get a team surrounding of you. I don't advise myself. What enabled me to get out at 525 credit score and overcome that $40,000 consumable debt? I went and sought people after I read the book. Once I realized I had a problem, I said, who can I get advice from? And I sought the most qualified people that I could afford to invest in their program, and that's what I did. The third thing I did was I allowed them to hold me accountable. So every week, I have people that are members of our organization send us their budget sheet, and we identify it, and they tell me, why are you paying $38 for valet parking? Why are you paying $5 for a cup of Starbucks when you could go to Costco or Sam's or Walmart and get it for, $5 for 2 pounds?
Right.
Why don't you make it yourself? If you're really serious about overcoming your debt, overcoming the stimulus challenge of the pandemic, then it's time to buckle down like the millionaire next door. But in our community, that ain't sexy. What's sexy is watching P. Diddy and all these other cats entertain and tell you they're the billionaire while you're suffering watching their videos. You should be spending that time educating yourself and having accountability. That's the problem in our community. And once you get that on the right, it'll never go backwards. You won't have anything to complain with it. But if it took you 20 years to get into debt, it took you 20 years to get into bad credit, and a pandemic came down, it's not going to happen overnight that you're going to get out of it. So don't get these credit consolidation programs. Don't pay these people, I'm going to get you done in the next 5 minutes. That's all a fraud, okay? That's all a fraud. I work with just about every major institution that's helping people in middle-class America, and specifically in ours, and I have disposed all of them for the fraudulent practices and the predatory mindsets they have for our community. And if I can say this, and I don't have any dispersion against any other nationality, but if we're supporting, Koreans and Chinese that provide weaves and nails, and the pandemic shut their stores down, they ought to be shut down permanently. Why don't we put a pop-up tent and put ourselves in the business and support our business and do cooperative economics? Because they're not going to let me, you, or her with $5 million open up a store in their neighborhood. Never.
Correct.
It's time for us to do that. So I'm sorry about the PSA, but I'm really sorry about it.
We love the PSA here. That's the truth. And the story I wanted to go to you because he gave a perfect segue into this. Is with this pandemic closing down, and we're seeing many of the Asian countries, China in particular, kicking out Africans and kicking out Black folk. What's your philosophy and what's your thought process on us running back in there and getting our hand and our nails did and our feet and all that kind of stuff and spending our money with them, but not getting the respect and the treatment that we deserve? Can you give us some insight on that, and also maybe some alternatives that we can usually utilize?
For sure. Well, Sage, you already know I buy Black all day, every day. I post who I'm buying from. I share the people that I buy from. Nails are not done. My feet are not done. None of that is done because my Black nailtician hasn't went back to the salon yet. So I tell people all the time, buy Black, support Black. If you really, really are truthful about your community, do what you see you need to do. So if you are in Houston, there's a Black-owned beauty supply over on the sunny side, Black Ink Store.
The black store. Yeah.
Right, the Black Store. I forgot the name of Nina's store, but you know Nina has Obsidian.
Yeah.
Supply store, right? There are plenty of sunshines. You can get all the stuff you need anyway, right? Pretty much grow yourself a garden if you don't have one, or if you can start a community garden, do those things. Things that are going to help your community. You do not have to go and get anything you don't need unless you can create it yourself. And so I know that we need Black grocery stores for sure, like legit Black grocery stores. And I know a few businesses have turned their food trucks and stuff into starting doing grocery service, but it's all about supporting Black. I don't go to the Asian store. I'm not going to go to the Asian store. It's not happening. I'm sorry. You know, the other store that I do support is not owned by an Asian person. It's owned by a Hispanic guy. And I support him because he's a Hispanic guy. And to me, brown people, when I say brown people in general, are the most hated against Black and Hispanic. So I'm going to support him because I feel like he needs to be supported as well. But other than that, I'm by Black all the time, 24/7. There's no going back to Asian beauty supply, the nails, none of that stuff. Your makeup, Lamique, Black owned.
Yep.
Support the Black businesses. If you really serious about it, support Black businesses. Period. Don't think about it.
Hey, in the chat, put your information, Astoria, so we can tap into you. And DJ, let people know about, maybe there are some people out there running the business, or you know they got a 1099 and they're doing something and they need some information so they can LLC like our dear sister. So give them, you know what I'm saying, your information so they can reach out to you and find out more.
Absolutely. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show, hopefully you can see this. These are the upcoming webinars. Can you guys see that?
It's too close. We can only see part of it.
Okay.
Back up some more.
All right. I'll have my guy put this in the information.
Yeah, just type it in the chat.
Yeah, we'll type it in information. So they should go first to djthemoneycoach.com. djthemoneycoach.com. That's all you have to do. And if you need to call us, you can call us at 866-395-3042, 866-395-3042. And that's that, you know, it's a 1-800 24-hour 365 toll-free line, and we'll help you out, you know, and we'll help small business owners get right by just bringing them through the process and show them how to get the stimulus activated. I've got the information. Here's the great thing about what we do. Our 7 spheres of money, which I didn't get a chance to talk about. Each professional that works with us, Dr. Kamau and Brother Cedric, they have at least 15 years of expertise in their profession. They have managed millions of dollars, and they have done litigation for multi-billion-dollar companies. We don't have any journalists on our team, and my team has been together, most of them 5 out of 7 been with me for 15 plus years. And I did it selfishly to help myself first, and then I shared it with our community, and we're all available to help them out. So that's all they got to do. And it's just a matter of, do you want it at the end of the day? And don't use this pandemic as the reason why you can't. Use it as the reason why you're going to excel out like the phoenix coming up from the ashes. Most people who are getting the information right now should come out better if they're willing to have themselves coached, is willing to be accountable, and willing to be disciplined. That's the problem. If they can do that, I can get them right and pull a foundation together in 30 days or less, 12 to 24 months. We can get them consumer debt free, and 24 to 60 months, I can get them on the road from 0 to a 6-figure passive income. Certified, I can get them there because I have a team that helps us do that. So It's been a blessing, a privilege for me to be on here, and I'll put all the information in the chat for the webinars that we have with Astoria on the 28th. In-demand marketing, get you those digital skill sets that I just showed you what my sons are doing, and then Family Finance 101 we're doing on Wednesday, which is the 27th. And then my son Christian is actually doing a webinar to teach kids and adults how to do digital videos and reviews for kids and adults. And he's doing that Friday at 3 p.m. Central, a free webinar.
That's powerful, man. Thank you. You're doing a great job.
That's powerful, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's wonderful.
And please listen to this, man. This is transformative, not only the information, but again, the formation of how you're formalizing this. This is a team. And you know, you're not only coaching individuals and other people in the community, you're a living witness unto your children. And I think that's kind of That's the kind of knowledge and kind of experience and exposure that I'd love for us in the community to begin to emulate. So I just want to say thank you, DJ, for doing you and being amazing, brother. It's been a privilege, pleasure, and honor to have you on. And you got to come back to Mitt, okay?
Oh, absolutely. If I can say one thing, 5 seconds, I wish everybody that they can have a pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money and peace of mind. And I want everybody to come join us on the Beaches of the World Club, because that's what life is all about. Hey, you can't take it with you, so you might as well enjoy it, but enjoy it responsibly. So God bless everybody. Hit us up at DJ the Money Coach. Come to the webinars and call our 1-800 number, 1-866-395-3042. And it's been a privilege, and I'll definitely come back anytime you want me, and we'll talk about and chop it up any questions and answers from the audience.
Cool. Appreciate you, brother. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Story, I wanted to ask you this question real quick. And Doc, I don't know if you know her story. She's amazing. I had trouble saying her name.
I haven't had the honor.
Like so much going on. But can you please talk about this, because I think it's important. A lot of sisters were going through a lot of growth over the last 2.5 months, and even brothers. A lot of us had to grow our hair out. We had to humble ourselves to like how much was gone or it was not there. So can you talk about the importance of us maybe taking the inventory to realize that while things are beginning to open up and while things are beginning to get back to normal, so to speak, I think that we can take this as a valuable lesson to learn how to better take care of our natural hair and our natural hands and fingernails and feet, because I saw a lot of people learning how to take care of their body in a way in which they probably haven't done in a long time. And I thought that that was really beautiful, because that's us getting the knowledge that we need to empower ourselves economically, and I feel like mentally and socially and spiritually. So I'd love to have you talk about that for a second.
Yeah, well, I love natural hair. That's where it all began for me. So I feel like everyone that is going through this transition, especially understanding their natural hair, what their skin and stuff, how it really reacts to different things, I think that we need to continue to do this. I'm not saying not go and support your beauticians and barbers and stylists and things in your community, but you also need to learn to love your hair. A lot of times we've been taught that white is white, right is right, or straight hair is right, and that's what's most important, and that's what gets you in the door to different things, and that is so not true. Curly hair, our kinks, our coils, all that stuff is beautiful. It's amazing. That's our ancestry. That's our history. That's where we come from. And when you really understand that and you know how powerful your crown is, you begin to get downloads, as I say. You get knowledge that you need to better help yourself. So I even did my own nails myself a couple times while we were in this pandemic, stay at home. And I enjoyed the time I spent with myself, because I wasn't distracted from anything else that was happening around me. I was able to like tune in to my body and what was happening with me. And it's so interesting that this kind of happened, because I actually, personal story, had a skin irritation from some products that I was using. So normally I use my natural deodorant and stuff that I get from Lather & More. So if you need some natural deodorant, there's a place to go, and they're Black owned. I normally get it from there, but because I couldn't get to them, because I'm so used to going to the buy black market and getting everything, I forgot about digital. Like, I didn't even cross my mind. Went to Target, got some natural stuff in because I thought it was natural, right? Broke me all the way out. I had to message an esthetician friend and be like, girl, what do I need to do to detoxify my skin? So it taught me a lesson. Don't deviate from what you know is really best for your body. A lot of times these products have chemicals in it. The stuff we put on our skin has chemicals in it, has other things in it that irritate us, and we don't even really know why we're breaking out or why things are happening to us. So when you eliminate that and you really tune into yourself, whether that's with your natural hair, your skin, all that stuff, you really learn what works best for you, and you really can embrace and love what you already have. And not because you have to, but because you should.
Cool. You got anything, Doc?
No, what was the name of the store you get your deodorant, etc. from?
Lather & More.
Lather & More. So that's the store. That's there at the Shrine on the first set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought some things from them. Okay.
Yeah, that's what's up. Let people know how they can reach out to you, because I know you have a lot of information about natural hair.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot on that, and in that front, I think it's
You know what I said? Let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Your email is the I am queen. What does I am mean?
So honestly, it's a play on words. My mother's name is Queen, like Queen Esther in the Bible. And so when I was thinking about my company and what I wanted to name it, she was like, just name it after me, name it Queen. So it's the I am queen because I am a queen. And that's an affirmation to yourself. I am a descendant of her, but I'm also a queen myself. So it's reaffirming who I am. And that's why I named it that.
I'm working on a piece named the I Am Poem. Said maybe I'll share it with your people next week.
Yeah.
I just want to see.
That's dope. That's dope. Well, we love it, and we appreciate you, dear sister, because you've always been in the forefront of doing some really positive and constructive things for women and for us as men as well, and for the children. So I definitely want to salute the divine in you, and thank you for taking some of your time to share on the conscious mindset, because we definitely needed that information. So again, share it one more again so people can tap in.
All right, so you can find me on Instagram, Facebook. My name is Astoria Stubbs, but I go by Miss Stori, or the I Am Queen Hair on Instagram. My email is theiamqueen at gmail.com. So yeah, just reach out. Anything that you need, your hair care needs. I have classes that I do. I've been doing webinars with people that are literally figuring out how to comb their hair at home. So I got you. Any your hair care needs.
That's what's up. All right. Peace and blessings, dear sister.
Peace and blessings.